You talk with Hackett about coming to the Citadel, and there's a few more conversations in between. One of which involving talking about how we can't beat the Reapers conventionally, which to me sounds like an excuse to force that Crucible bullshit on us. What do you mean we can't fight the Reapers conventionally? Didn't we invent those Stanix cannons? Or any of those heavy weapons? One in particular literally being a nuke gun? The same one we used to destroy a Reaper in the previous game? Why do we even need the Crucible at all? I'm pretty sure that the combined forces of the galaxy and all the super weapons they have, including ones that were salvaged from Sovereign, would be enough firepower. Vigil said so himself. And a funny thing about that, there's an outcome that you get during the big fleet battle at the end of the game with a high enough EMS count. It shows us fighting the Reapers conventionally, and the good guys end up winning. They're blowing up dozens of Reapers with minimal losses with enough firepower to destroy a single one in a couple shots. The game says we can't fight them conventionally, and yet we fight them conventionally anyway, and we end up kicking their ass. So if we can clearly defeat the Reapers without this ass pull of a super weapon, why is the story forcing us to rely on it? This is just forcing us to play the game linear instead of getting to make your own choices, in a series defined by the choices of the player. I'm starting to think BioWare was just Telltale in disguise.
That's my joke! I'll kill you!
You talk to the council about the Crucible, the Turian counselor gives you a lead, and you do some exploring around the Citadel for side missions and resources. And in this game, every single visit to the Citadel is a goddamn chore. Not only is it even worse to navigate than Mass Effect 1, but your means of obtaining side quests is extremely repetitive. In the first two games the side quests were a bit buggy but interesting. You got to interact with and communicate with different people and obtain information while customizing Shepard's personality. You got to explore the surface level of different planets, and you were given a real sense of freedom. These side quests acted as little stories on the side that helped build your character and level up in the process. They were numerous but engaging interactions that provided the player with fun activities. But in Mass Effect 3, side quests amount to nothing but running around randomly while invading people's privacy, listening to them mention some random things, and then you have to go out into a system to scan and search for it. Now, a lot of people have gone into detail about how horrible and disorganized the side quests are in this game. The horrible scanning, getting chased by Reapers where there's no consequences for getting caught, the journal not giving you information you need to know where to go or what to find, and failing to keep track of your progress in each one. But it's not just bad in terms of gameplay, it makes the world of Mass Effect less interesting. There's no interesting exploration or investigation in any of these side quests. It's just eavesdropping, fly to a system, fetch an item, give it to an NPC, rinse and repeat 50 times. There's no variety to it, and it just makes the side quests feel monotonous. The side quests in the first two games were interesting because the player got to feel involved in this world. There was more to it than just going to a system and finding something. It was about being a part of this living, breathing world. You meet different people, learn about them, and you got to choose how to solve each problem you come across. It was a fantastic role-playing mechanic that made you want to explore the world. These side quests don't make you want to explore the world. The entire time you're doing them, you feel like they're being forced on you to increase your EMS. There's no purpose behind these quests other than making numbers go up. And maybe it wouldn't have been so bad if it didn't extend to returning characters too. Side quests involving Miranda, Katsumi, Zaid, Balak, and several others feel completely wasted on horrible fetch quests. All of your interactions with returning characters are horribly rushed, and their quests amount to little more than running around the Citadel to find a point of interest. You don't even get to properly interact with them because the quests are over within minutes of starting them. What's the point of reuniting with Zaid and Kasumi if we hardly do anything with either of them? And after that, we have these really dumb nightmare scenes, where Shepard has a bad dream about the Star Child while slowly running around a dead forest. They try to make these scenes dramatic and ominous, but my question is why? Why do we have these in the game? Are they supposed to symbolize Shepard's guilt? Why are they so asphyxiated on a random kid they don't know? I wouldn't mind too much, except these nightmare scenes are painfully sluggish. You're forced to move in slow motion with no real sense of direction, and the game doesn't put enough effort in getting you immersed in these sequences. Maybe if they were just cutscenes it would be fine, but playing through them just feels boring. They don't add anything to the story, so being given control during these nightmare scenes just feels empty. You do hear whispers of fallen squad mates and friends, but they're not made into the focus of these nightmares. They're all about Shepard chasing after this random kid we have no connection with. It's completely pointless and feels like filler that could have easily been left out of the game.